What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Tuesday, January 6, 2015, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can also listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio and its app. Just search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to that page. Adam Carolla's new girl, Alison Rosen, was fired by the prolific podcaster roughly a week before the news made headlines Monday, and the host of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend told the Wrap exclusively that she is as puzzled as most. Rosen told the Wrap via a Monday night telephone interview, "I'm as confused as the fans are. Her only conversation on the matter with the media. I think there's this sense that there's all this stuff happening behind the scenes, but I wasn't privy to it." She continued, "For whatever reason, he made this decision and decided would be the best in the interest of in the show, and I have to respect that." But fan favorite Rosen found out the news in a very unceremonious, if not frigid manner. She and her husband Daniel were in New York for the holidays when she received an email from Adam firing her. She joked, "I don't actually know who wrote it. It was punctuated and it had whole sentences, so perhaps he had some help writing it." For those not in on the quip, the multiple New York Times best-selling author Carolla often acknowledges how poor of a typist he is. He doesn't even hunt and peck out his own books. He dictates them verbally to a writing partner. Rosen explained of the moment, "I literally had to sit down, which I don't think has ever happened to me, where I'm standing reading something and I literally had to sit down and let everything sink in. It was surreal. I was really surprised. I just didn't see it coming." The natural question to ask is if the parting of ways was monetarily motivated, which Rosen and her agent both denied. Representatives for Carolla have not yet responded to the Wrap's request for an interview. She said about a possible money conversation, "No, that was the weird thing. I've read that stuff too. There wasn't contract negotiations. I didn't ask for more money. There was nothing like that." Digging a little deeper for a reason, the Wrap asked Rosen a few questions posted to us in the comment section of yesterday's story, and posed whether the employment termination could have anything to do with recent difficulties Rosen had endured in her personal life, the too young passing of her beloved dog, Oliver, or her much-discussed difficulties to conceive. Some readers questioned whether Rosen had expressed hesitation over the travel required for road shows, a big part of the podcast's promotion. Rosen denied either playing a role. Here's her best guess. She wrote, "I think he wanted it to be more like a morning radio show. I wish he had talked to me," Rosen added, suggesting that if Carolla's chemistry explanation was truly an issue, perhaps adjustments could have been made. That conversation never happened, she maintained. "I don't understand," she continued. "I sat next to him for 4 years. We traveled together. I felt so comfortable that we really hit a good stride. I really tried. I really felt like I was in his corner and tried to make the show better." Cosby Show alum Phylicia Rashad has spoken out for the first time about the sexual assault scandal involving embattled comedian Bill Cosby. Rashad told Showbiz 411 Roger Friedman in a story published online Tuesday night, "Forget these women. What you're seeing is the destruction of a legacy, and I think it's orchestrated. I don't know why or who's doing it, but it's the legacy. It's a legacy that is so important to the culture." In his report, Friedman said he spoke with Rashad hours early at New York's Metropolitan Club during a Paramount Pictures luncheon for the movie Selma. When asked about the scandal, Rashad initially declined to comment, saying, "I don't want to become part of the public debate." In recent weeks, Cosby has been accused of raping, sexually assaulting, or drugging more than 20 women. When asked how she felt about Cosby, Rashad reportedly said, "I love him." The Tony Award winner added that she had known the comedian for years and has never seen the behavior alleged by his accusers. Rashad also dismissed claims by former supermodels Beverly Johnson and Janice Dickinson. "Oh, please," she said about the two women who have accused Cosby of inappropriate behavior. "Someone is determined to keep Bill Cosby off TV," Rashad added, alluding to a conspiracy against the television icon. "And it's worked. All his contracts have been canceled." She also said the scandal has ultimately sullied the legacy of The Cosby Show, which aired on NBC from 1984 to 1982. The series centered on the Huxtable family and helped defy stereotypes about blacks in America. She added, "The show represented America to the outside world. That was the American family, and now you're seeing it being destroyed. Why?" Cosby hasn't been charged with any crime stemming from the allegations. The fallout prompted the cancellation of a Netflix special, causing NBC to drop a comedy series that was in the works, and has led to several of his stand-up comedy shows being canceled. In a statement previously issued to the Wrap, Cosby's attorney Martin Singer said, "The new, never-before-heard claims from women who have come forward in the past 2 weeks with unsubstantiated, fantastical stories about things they said occurred 30, 40, or even 50 years ago have escalated far past the point of absurdity." Now, in a related story, Girls executive producer Jenni Konner is defending director Judd Apatow for speaking out against Bill Cosby. This after the Backish creator Kenya Barris slammed the knocked-up director for being, quote, strangely obsessive about the comedian's sexual assault scandal. Konner told HuffPost Live, "Barris was like, 'You're obsessed,' and I was like, I wish more people were obsessed with the rapists who assault women when they are unconscious. I thought it was insane. I wish that everyone was as obsessed as Judd is with the idea that Cosby should not be working and not be getting paid to work." Konner went on to say more people should follow Apatow's example. She said, "I feel like Judd is the only one talking about it really publicly, or one of the only celebrities and certainly one of the only men talking about it. And so I think the reason he is going on and on about it is because no one else is, and thank God he is. Like, I've never been prouder to be his partner than at this moment." Last month, Apatow criticized Cosby on Twitter after more than 20 women accused the embattled comedian of raping, sexually assaulting, or drugging them. Apatow also took aim at a couple of venues that had not canceled the 77-year-old's stand-up appearances. Barris then questioned why the director singled Cosby out and didn't use his social media platform to speak out against other issues such as the death of teenager Michael Brown or Eric Gardner. Barris tweeted, "I mean, you're a comedy god, but you have an extremely narrow band and privileged scope for your powerful rage." Cosby was also the subject of debate during the premiere of NBC's Celebrity Apprentice. On Sunday, executive producer and host Donald Trump weighed in on Cosby alum Keisha Knight Pullman's decision not to call on her TV dad for help during the challenge. Trump tweeted about Pullman's decision. "The show was taped just before the terrible Bill Cosby revelations came to light. She still should have asked him for money goes to charity." Apatow responded to Trump's tweet suggesting Pullman may hate Cosby. The director said she has known for years that he is an awful person. Accusations started in 2005. Cosby hasn't been charged with any crime stemming from the allegations, but the fallout prompted the cancellation of a Netflix special, caused NBC to drop a comedy series that was in the works, and has led to several of his shows being canceled. Again, UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jones has checked himself into a rehab facility after testing positive for cocaine. Trace amounts of the drug were found in his system prior to last weekend when Jones defended his title against Daniel Cormier at UFC 182 in Las Vegas. The 27-year-old, who in 2011 became the youngest champion in UFC history, tested positive for benzodiazepine, a metabolite of cocaine, ESPN reported on Tuesday. Jones has since informed the Nevada State Athletic Commission that he has admitted himself into a drug treatment center to address the issue. At 6'4" and 205 pounds, Jones was being hailed as one of the greatest martial arts fighters of all time, following the 5-round decision on Saturday at the MGM Grand Garden. In acknowledgement of his problems, Jones released a statement to Yahoo Sports through his attorneys on Tuesday, which read, "With the support of my family, I've entered into a drug treatment facility. I want to apologize to my fiancé, my children, as well as my mother, father, and brothers for the mistake I've made. I also want to apologize to the UFC, my coaches, my sponsors, and equally important to my fans. I'm taking this treatment program very seriously. Therefore, at this time, my family and I would appreciate privacy." According to Yahoo, he was subjected to a random drug test on December 4th. However, the Nevada Commission filed the World Anti-Doping Agency code for benzodiazepine is not banned out of competition. Therefore, the commission was unable to penalize Jones or prevent him from fighting despite the positive test. The fighter also passed a follow-up test. NSAC Executive Director Bob Bennett told ESPN, "Jones has checked himself into a rehab center, and at this time I would directly I would direct any further questions regarding his situation to Mr. Jones or UFC. USA has decided to cancel Covert Affairs. The cable network pulled the plug on Piper Perabo and Christopher Gorham's CIA drama after 5 seasons, the network representative told the Wrap. The NBC Universal-owned network is discontinuing the show because of its low numbers of live viewers, despite the fact Covert Affairs did perform well in live +3 and live +7 ratings. Individual knowledge said USA will now be focusing on its other dramas, including Suits, Royal Pains, and Graceland. Additionally, it had several dramas greenlit to series, including Matt Nick's Complication and Sam Esmail's Mr. Robot, as well as several in development. The season 5 finale of Covert Affairs ended with several cliffhangers. Annie, played by Parabo, was trying to decide whether to take a new assignment with the CIA or whether or not to say yes to a marriage proposal. Augie, played by Gorham, meanwhile, was considering moving away from covert operations altogether. Bearing a Christmas special, the world may never know what the characters decided. American Sniper is heading for a powerful box office opening of $35 million or more when it debuts nationwide on January 16th, according to pre-release tracking. The Clint Eastwood-directed Iraqi war drama starring Bradley Cooper and Sienna Miller has sizzled its limited rollout over the past 2 weekends for distributor Warner Brothers, and the tracking numbers now suggest that the momentum is going to translate into a powerful wide opening. If it debuting on Christmas Day in just 4 theaters, it grossed $633,456 for a $158,664 per screening average, one of the best limited openings for 2014. In its second week of the same 4 locations, it brought in $676,909 for an even better $169,227 per theater average. Village Roadshow's R-rated American Sniper was adapted by James Dean Hall from Chris Kyle's autobiography of the same name. It follows his struggles to be a good father and husband while fighting in Iraq. The critics are sold. The movie is currently enjoying a 74% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Audiences were even more impressed and gave the film a rare 8+ cinema score. The film's setting and patriotic themes are likely to strike a major chord with heartland audiences. Last year, Universal's war drama Lone Survivor did just that and opens at $37.8 million in January after an Oscar-qualifying limited run in December. It wanted to gross more than $125 million domestically. American Sniper has an A-list director and starring Eastwood and Cooper, who is currently starring in The Elephant Man on Broadway and is in the Academy Awards discussion, among other honors. While it is now one of the forerunners, Sniper's Producer Guild nominations, a sign that it's a strong contender for Oscar's Best Picture slot. It's also nominated by the American Cinema Editors and the Art Directors Guild, which shows that it has below-the-line support. Justin Bieber has joined the ranks of mega celebrities to model for Calvin Klein. The Believe star is stripped down in a new series of black and white advertisements released Tuesday that are sure to send his Legion fans into social media frenzy with the feature hashtag #MyCalvins. The singer said it begins posting the shots to his Facebook page. One shadowy look at his profile, one of Bieber in a pair of long briefs that show off his ripped chest and elaborate tattoos. A third image of Bieber getting closer to model Laura Stone was shared on the designer's Instagram account for the Calvin Klein jeans collection. Bieber and Stone teased their share ad in a way as Bieber flaunted another pair of Calvins during September's Fashion Rocks concert special where he performed as Stone strutted down the runway. A nearly new collaboration has been a long time coming for Bieber and the designer, who famously featured Mark Wahlberg, Brooke Shields, Kate Moss, and more recently hunks like Killian Lutz in their skivvies. Bieber often rocks the label during performances and in his shared candid photos. And finally, the controversial movie comedy The Interview has brought in an unprecedented $31 million from online and video on demand after 2 weeks in release, Sony Pictures said Tuesday. The Seth Rogen-James Franco film has been rented or purchased online and through cable, satellite, and telecom providers more than 4.3 million times, far more than any movie has ever done. It brought in $15 million online in its opening weekend, and Sony last week added iTunes and several satellites and cable networks to the list of platforms offering the film for rent or purchase. With the $1.8 million that it took in from its limited theatrical opening over the Christmas holiday and the $1.1 million it grossed last weekend added in, the interview has rung up a total of $2.9 million at the box office. With the $31 million from the video on demand and streaming added in, it's grossed a total of $33.9 million. Even with the record returns from online, the interview remained a long shot to get back into the black since it had a production budget of $45 million and a marketing budget in the same range. Its online, video on demand, and box office hauls so far as well under the $80 million that the comedy about assassinating North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was projected to take in from its original theatrical run. But it's considerably better than nothing, which Sony was looking at. The original nationwide rollout is expected to put the film in at least 2,000 theaters. It was canceled after terror threats from the purported hackers. Sony backtracked under pressure from President Obama and others, however. The studio released the film directed by Rogen and Evan Goldberg and written by Dan Sterling in 331 independent theaters on Christmas Day. Major exhibition chains, including AMC and Regal, opted out the release to protest Sony's decision to make the film available online at the same time. That's a hot button issue for theater owners who see it as harmful to their business and have been fighting it for years. The interview played in 581 mainly smaller independent theaters last weekend as the major chains continued to stay away. And that's your entertainment report for Tuesday, January 6, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes on iHeartRadio. Just search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Have a great day, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.